Come check out the latest line of bases from Elriks Hobbies.
Spiky bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer, and today we are checking out the Flora De Leaf bases, of course, from Elriks Hobbies. Great maker of resin bases out there. They have resin bases for I think literally every size out there. I personally love their bases. Whenever I start, I usually looking for bases for a new army. I usually start there because I have an idea in my head. I might not know exactly what it is, but I always end up on their webpage looking for something in particular. 9 times out of 10 I find it. Sometimes I have to go somewhere else because of pre-existing bases I'm using on my armies, or they just simply don't have it. But very rarely does that happen. I love stopping there first to see what they have, and of course they always send over the latest and greatest creations from their hobby store for us to share with you. Now here it is over on elrikshobbies.com. You can see they've got all the sizes here. I think pretty much that's everything. Maybe not some big rounds, but I think they have those too, because we got a huge package of these bases in the mail. Of course, you can see there's a lot of texture on these, but we're going to show you a little bit more close up. They definitely have a great temple feel to them with random skulls and the Fleur de Lis symbol itself. But don't get it twisted. These aren't just for Sisters of Battle by any means. They would look great for a lot of Imperial forces, just because they kind of have that dual role temple, and then also the whole Fleur de Leaf kind of thing. And I like how they have a lot of different textures on them. So they start at $8 for 10 of the 25s, and then if you want the more standard, I guess these days, 32. It looks to be about $9.50. You can see very similar kind of output there. Fast forward up to some things that, like for your larger Leviathan dreadnoughts and such, or any custode stuff, you got your 80 mils right here, on up to your Redemptor dreadnought sizes, and then the even more ridiculous sizes right here. If you want to do Mechanicum, they got you covered. They with the cowl would be a 105 by 70, give or take, right here. That's looking pretty fresh. Lots of good detail. I like how it's kind of cracked, so it's not like that pristine temple. It's got a little bit of overgrowth. And then on up to this really innovative flying stand that we're going to show you here in a second, that I really like. This is I think the second one they've done, but the first with a little insert that you can kind of put over it right there. So let's jump on over to the paint table and show you these bad boys up close. And some wild new bases have appeared. So here they are. I pulled out the more standard sizes. They sent me every size, and I was looking at them, and we just showed you a bunch there on their actual site itself. Of course, Elriks Hobbies, you already know that. Here is the 32 sizes. Slide all these out of the way, and we got a pre-painted one I wanted to show you guys too, from our in-house studio Spiky. Tim at Studio Spiky is always keeping it fresh with his sweet artistic talent right there. So here's our 32 mils. Now these are a little bit thicker than your standard normal size base. Normally you just get this beveled up a little bit, probably about 1/8 of an inch, give or take. I guess it's about 3/16. And on average there, I guess we do have a GW size base right here. So yeah, it's about 3/16. So it looks like it's right over top of that. They laid down the kind of texture here for the temple parts, put in some skulls, and got that fresh groundwork there. There's only one of the Fleur de Lis. Remember, these are called Flora De Leaf, where they Fleur de Lis. I realized there's going to be a little bit of confusion there. It was a little hard for me to track at first. I was like, wait, what do they call that? That's not spelled right. Oh, I guess they did that on purpose. That makes sense. But like I said, these look great for a lot of different models. Let me show you the 40s here, which again, another standard size, great for Terminators. These would look good on Templars, Custodes, all sorts of different things out there. And they got that split styling of the ground in the cracked temple itself. Really dig that. Here's your larger 100 mil that is a little bit more kind of built up, so to speak, off of the base itself. So whatever you're putting on here is going to look great. It's going to have nice leverage over top of everything and almost look like it's kind of walking out of like a ruined temple. And then here's one that I really like this product that they put out. It's very innovative. You know, Haspel told us about this. Like you can, this little hash mark is for putting a flight stand in. Now this one isn't quite as recessed. Now we actually have one right here. This is their, what is it, shale, I believe it's called, line that's a little bit more recessed. We use this for our ogres, our Beastclaw Raiders, and currently we're in the process of painting up some replacement flight stands, because what I like about this, and I'm about to show you as I go under here and grab what I need, is once you grab your flying stand, if you put a little bit of blue tack in there, and of course you seat it the right way, you can make this happen here? Or is my thing not the right size? Uh-oh. Okay. So, so it's got an added in feature right there. It kind of locks in. Okay, I like that. It makes it a little bit more sturdier. So once you push this together with a little bit of blue tack, of course you're going to be able to pull it apart and actually fit it in your army case and not have this really ridiculous like 7-inch long little stand right there. But you'll notice that it, you know, it isn't as, I mean, it's not as sturdy, nothing really is as gluing it down, but it's a nice heavy base. So the theory is that you use the blue tack, the sides here, or the poster tack, are going to support it enough. And this is a lot snugger than this one right here. Of course, I was just working on these, painting these bad boys up for my replacement flight stands, and then this one comes along and looks even fresher. So now I'm torn. But anyways, enough about my problems. Let's talk about the product. So this is actually really snug. I hadn't done this yet, so I had no idea. But what I like about this is that even though you might have something that you're going to put on here that might be top heavy and might not be exactly designed for the flight stand, like say a Forge World product like this Vulture gunship right here, even though you put it on it, I mean, yeah, you might have to babysit it. Like this is just, this particular model was never really that great for sitting on these things, so this might not be the best one to show you. The plastic ones work a lot better. Yeah, this one's just not going to work. It's, with the Forge World, the resin is a little bit spacier, like it's not as good of a tolerance, but if I put some blue tack in there, it would probably work just fine. The point I'm trying to make is that, yeah, if you have something big and top heavy like a resin kit that I just showed you, and it's not going to sit on there to begin with, you're going to have an issue with it. But for the plastic models, you shouldn't have any sort of issue. And actually, let me pause it right here and go find one, because I have a ton laying around, just none readily accessible for this video. Okay, so we've acquired a Storm Raven gunship, which I feel like will be a great example for this here. So this is a plastic kit. It is mostly well centered from what I remember. Okay, so there we go. So it sits just fine. Now if we just wiggle this, like, oh, I bumped it with my elbow. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. So for the Forge World stuff that's dainty to begin with, might not be the best solution, but if you're gonna have to babysit it, whether it's, you know, on a glued down flight stand or not, then you already know to keep an eye on your model, and you'll just save some time and effort and storage space with this particular tool right here, or this base right here. Now what I like most about this is, say you don't want to do this, and I actually ran into this with my Beastclaw Raiders. I used the same exact base right here, but I literally took masking tape, put several coats over it, or several layers of masking tape over this, filled it with a little bit of drywall spackle, put the tape over it, and then actually painted over it, textured it, painted over it for my Beastclaw Raiders. If you check all the pictures of the larger mammoths, then you'll kind of see, oh, hey, that is that base. Didn't recognize it. I actually fooled Elrik with it. He's like, what base is that? I was like, that's your base, bro. But what they did was, with this particular product here, they put this little insert piece here. So if you want to just use it as a base for whatever, Dread Knight, I don't know what you could even use at this point, some sort of Imperial ridiculousness, you can just put this little shell insert over it. Or you could flip it over and say you don't want the Fleur de Leaf. Well, I guess you could. You might have to chip that a little, take an X-Acto blade and chip right around there a little bit more. but it could conceivably work if you flipped it over. So nice, really cool product offering right there, and I can get behind that one 100%. Now, as far as how do these size up to the stuff you might use, well, we've got a Redemptor here, and this, well, I thought these were on 100. I guess maybe they aren't. Maybe I grabbed the wrong one, but this gives you an idea. It would look good on a nice temple. Maybe this is 110. Grabbed the wrong one. I digress. It's hard to keep track of what model goes on what base these days that isn't standard troops. So there you can see he would look great on this. Now we painted up one of these here in the studio, like I said. Here's a great looking temple base here with some normal dirt and a little bit of rock and just some normal, you know, whites and kind of reds right there with a little bit of staining on it. And this would look great. I'm kind of hesitant now because I've already painted up some other bases, but here we have our Sentinel, our Deathcore Krieg Sentinel would definitely look at home on this, but imagine Custodes, all sorts of different things out there, how they would stack up and look on that particular one. And then speaking of Custodes, we have a Custode right here that would definitely look at home on that temple base as far as I can tell, depending on how you painted it up. If you wanted to go a little crazy bright or a little bit more dark and dirty with some red and that white kind of, what would that be called, like stucco or something like that kind of pattern, I think that would definitely work very well for these bases. And then of course you can switch it up with a little bit of dirt and everything right there. So these, for the most part, are definitely very well suited to a myriad of different things, and with all the different sizes out there, I think it is a very good fit for a lot of Imperial projects out there, not just, you know, things like for the sisters and such too, but really what sells it for me is this flying stand here. I really love what they do with that. So that is about it for this one. Thanks for checking out the new Elriks Hobbies Flora De Leaf patterns. Like I said, pretty well affordable for resin bases. The most expensive one is $11.50 for the Knight size base, which is rather large, and of course they have an Archaon size and all sorts of different things, down to $8 for the 25, the pack of 25 mils. Well, this is the 32. So very affordable to outfit your entire army, and with a very simple paint scheme here, using a couple different effects from rock to dirt, or in the opposite order even, and a little bit of alternating patterns on the tiles here. You can have a really great looking effect very, very quickly. And don't even get me started about this really cool flight stand base thing right here. So like I said, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this first look at the new Elriks Hobbies bases. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our video features here on the channel.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.